What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. So with the addition of the Battlegrounds objectives, we're going to be able to collect our remaining tier 2 dust to be able to ascend our first ever 6-star champion. So keep in mind that there's a lot of good champions that I'm not including as the best ones to ascend as 6 stars just because they are included in the 7-star pool. So, you know, there's already Titania, Joe Fixit right here, Silk, Hulk that are not going to be in the list just because they are in the 7-star pool. So keep that in mind. If I miss some champions, it's because they are 7 stars. So starting with the science class, there is Cassie and Scorpion. And if you increase your base attack, which basically that's what the Ascension does, that will increase your power stink damage. And especially on Scorpion, where it actually increases his burst on the special 2, and when the opponent throws a special, that's going to be a huge difference. And then Cassie also has the power stinks, which are based off your base attack. So that is going to be really nice. And there's also Spider-Ham, which works the same. Spider-Ham, you know, even as a rank 3, he does so much damage. But I can't imagine like a rank 5 ascendant. That would be, that'd be crazy. And that would actually make him a lot better on defense because, you know, he doesn't really have the highest health. But increasing his attack or his health by 20%, that would be nice. And then there's also Quicksilver, where, you know, he's a tough defender, so increased health is going to be really annoying. And also that whiplash damage, that is going to be a pain with the increased attack for sure. So moving on to the skill class now, there is Atuma. If you ascend an Atuma, that is going to be such a pain because his Thorns damage is going to increase by quite a bit. So he's definitely on the list there if you just want to go on full-on defense mode. But I guess he could be like a decent attacker, especially with the extra 20% increase or 22. And then there's also a couple more champions like Kate Bishop. Her cold snap damage would go through the roof if you ascend her and you already have her at rank 5. That would be insane. And then there is also Kingpin. Kingpin has really high health, so he would benefit a lot from the health increase. He also has a nice willpower healing, so definitely a great champion to ascend. He's also one of the best champions for Alliance War. Now, there I don't include Korg because he's a 7-star, but he would be a really great one because how tanky he is. There's also, you know, obviously Nick Fury. He's got 2 healths, this guy, and he's a beast on attack, he's a beast on defense, so arguably one of the best skills to ascend. And then lastly, I included Valkyrie. So the reason I included Valkyrie is there's probably a lot of people that have it already to rank 5. And, you know, if you ascend Valkyrie, where she gets that 22% attack, there's some fights that she probably can do with just the special 2 in Battlegrounds or like in Alliance War. So you just build up to the special 2, and then with the Fury, you're probably going to be able to kill the opponent. So that 22% attack increase would probably make her strong enough to defeat most opponents. It's in just an L2, and this is huge because your only damage source with Valkyrie is get to that special 2 and, you know, deal most of your damage with the Fury. But when the Fury expires, she doesn't have too much damage. So if you can do that in one rotation thanks to the Ascension, that is going to be really great. Now moving on to the mutant class, there is Kitty Pryde, which is arguably the best mutant champion to ascend. That's the second best champion in the game. I don't think I need to say anything else. You could also do Iceman. Now, the reason I included Iceman is because, you know, he's got a buff recently, and he benefits a lot from the 6 stones. So even if he gets introduced as a 7-star fairly soon, you know, he's still going to be great as a 6-star. And also, he's got the 3 immunities. And one thing he might be missing is a little bit of damage, you know, if you don't have him stick to 100. So that 22% damage increase would be nice, and also that would increase his cold snap damage on defense, which, yeah, it's gonna go through the roof. Like, as you can see here, a 6-star rank 5 deals almost 10,000 cold snap damage if you stick to 100. So if you increase that to like another 22%, man, that is gonna be super crazy. And then there's also Weapon X, where he's actually really rare. We don't know if he's gonna get released as a 7-star from like any Bunkit event coming this year, who knows, but he would be a pain for sure. And there's also Omega Red. Omega Red. Most of his damage is from his death spores. So if you increase your base attack, you increase your death spores. And yeah, that would be a really sick champion to ascend, man. Because the ones that benefit the most are the ones that, you know, increase their damage more if you increase their base attack. So that'd be a really nice champion to ascend as well. Now, the tech class, we have Future AntMan. Future AntMan is definitely a very good champion, one of the best techs in the game. He's a really good defender, really good on offense. So that tankiness would definitely make him a lot stronger. I think he's definitely one of the top options. Now, in my opinion, the best options here for the tech class is Nimrod and also Ghost. Those are, in my opinion, the best tech champions in the game. You know, Ghost is a complete nuke, so, you know, maybe you don't even need to ascend Ghost because she is very strong and she doesn't need it, but I will definitely do it one day. And then Nimrod is, yeah, he just destroys mutants, increase your tankiness. He's already so tanky, he's got so much damage, but he could also benefit from the Valkyrie situation where there's some champions that you don't really kill from the special 2, but if that 22% damage increase lets you kill the opponent off the special 2, the first special 2, that is huge for Battlegrounds, because Nimrod cannot kill most, you know, non-mutants with 1L2 unless you're using suicides. So yeah, that'd be a very interesting ascension as well. And then lastly, I included iDoom here because he's actually a really decent defender, and he also could benefit from the damage increase where, you know, his SP2 doesn't deal enough damage to like nuke down the opponent fast. So with that 22% increase, that will be really nice. And there's also Mega Sentinel, which is actually one of the best tech champions in the game. She's not released as a 7-star yet, and she could also use, you know, that health increase because her health is pretty low, and she actually has the highest attack in the game, so she would benefit out of the most from all champions in the game. So definitely a great one. Now, Cosmic class, I think you guessed it, Hercules is probably the best champion to ascend right now because he's just the best champion in the game, and that is actually who I'm gonna go for my first ascension. I know it's pretty common, but with the new incursion rewards, he could use that 22% attack. And the reason why I'm gonna take Hercules is because in Battlegrounds, he's not even broken tier. He's not like a Hulkling or a Gallon, where those would instantly get banned. But most people have rank 5 Hercules, and if I ascend my rank 5, I don't think he's gonna get banned too much because he's just not in the broken tier in Battlegrounds. He's just, you know, really decent. So maybe some people like don't want to ban their own rank 5s and leave my ascended Herc, and I guess we'll see how that goes. So, you know, Hercules is definitely the best to ascend. Now, Gallon is probably the second best because he increases his harvest damage, and that is huge. We all know if we play Gallon that this is the only way he deals damage pretty much. You know, some of his incinerates on the L2 do decent damage, but most of his damage is from the harvest. So the only way to increase your harvest damage is if you increase your attack. And if you have a maxed out Gallon and you want to increase his damage, you just ascend him, he gets plus 22% attack, and the harvest damage is going to be amazing. I promise you that. Then I included 3 champions that are really great. Hulkling would be a sick champion to ascend. I'm sure I'm going to see a lot of them. Then also I included King Groot because his health is just through the roof. So 22% health increase would increase that regen. So man, that guy is going to be such a tank if someone ascends him. Now moving on to the last class, we got the Mystic class. There is of course Absorbing Man, one of my favorite champions to play. And man, this guy's regeneration is going to be through the roof if you ascend him. I have a rank 5 Absorb right now, so I'm actually kind of thinking of it as maybe my third option, because my first option is going to be Hercules, second is going to be Kitty Pryde. Now, there's also one of my favorite champions, man, Claire. Claire, the only thing that she doesn't have is enough damage. You know, her damage definitely fell off with the addition of, you know, 7 stars for Battlegrounds, rank 4s, rank 5s. So, man, Ascended, Claire would actually have so much better damage. And that would be honestly one of the best champions to ascend, man. I really want to do it, but there's just some champions that I have to do before her. So yeah, also I included Doom. You know, Doom is such a god, so he would definitely be one of the best to ascend. I'm sure we're gonna see a lot of Dr. Dooms. There is also Rintra, you know, one of the highest healths in the game. Obviously, if you ascend him, his health is going to go through the roof. So yeah, definitely one of the best to ascend. I'm sure we're gonna see some as well. Now, Spider-Man Mystic, he could be really nice with the ascension because he really hits hard on defense, and he generally hits hard with the basic attacks, with everything. So he could also use that health increase, which would make him a significantly better defender, because we all know one hit from this guy and we're dead. So if you increase his health, there's a higher chance the opponent gets hit. So it's not bad. And there's two more champions. There is Hood, where Hood actually would increase his bullet damage. I'm actually going to be surprised if I see a Hood, but he's actually very underrated, and I'm pretty sure we're going to see some, you know, Hoods ascended, because, you know, that bullet damage is going to get increased, and Hood actually needs that, because if he runs out of bullets, he doesn't really have too much damage going for him. But he's a really good champion. And then lastly, Tigra. Definitely one of the best Mystic champions of the game. She could also use that Valkyrie thing that I said, where she just kills the opponents from special 2s. So yeah, that 22% attack increase would definitely make her even more broken in Battlegrounds if she just straight up kills the opponents with like a special 2 if you get a bunch of Ruptures on them. So yeah, guys, that is my thoughts on the best champions to ascend. Now, again, there is a lot of champions that I did not include because they are 7 stars. You know, there is Kindred, there is obviously Sasquatch, but just because they are in the 7-star pool, it's not really the best idea to ascend a 6-star that is already a 7-star. Although you can do it, it's not a bad idea if you know, I don't know, maybe you have like a 6-200 rank 5 Sasquatch. Ascending him would actually be better than a 7-star rank 2 Sasquatch for a while, until we have 7-star rank 3s, which is probably gonna take a little bit more time. So it's not a bad idea for a little bit, but in the future, it's going to change. So keep that in mind. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think about the ascended champions that I included here. Do you think I missed someone that I should have included? And let me know in the comments below, who are you gonna ascend as your first one? Mine is gonna be Hercules. So yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.